Hey, what's up? I'm Guy.
I'm John.
It's our YouTube channel. We're glad you're here. Subscribe to the channel and give this video a like.
Yep. Make sure you check out the podcast also below in the description.
We have breaking news, John, and the news breaks fast and furious. Davante Adams getting traded to the Raiders after Schefter said for 2 prime 2022 picks. We learned that one of those picks is a first-round pick, and then the Raiders are going to pay him. Rap sheet says $141 million, 5-year contract, average annual value of $28.25 million, which the guarantee has got to be more than Amari's 60, right?
You would say yes, way more than Amari's. My guess is going to be $85 million.
John Gruden paved the way for this move by trading Amari Cooper.
This is. I think Russell Wilson is one of the most shocking trades I've ever seen, and we even knew he might get traded. This, to me, is not quite that because he's not a quarterback, but it's not far away. You know, if Russell's just a solid, like that's as good of an NFL trade as you're ever going to see. Russell Wilson traded in the prime of his career. For a non-quarterback, this feels the most shocking since Khalil Mack got traded to the Bears. Even though there were kind of some rumblings. This might even be crazy because there were 0 rumblings. Not a soul thought Davante Adams. Part of it was like, oh, could they trade him to Derek Carr, his college buddy? People were like, why the fuck would the Packers get rid of Davante Adams? It made no sense until it actually happened, and then you kind of like start doing the math. But ultimately, they need Davante Adams to still be sweet. Part of them being sweet was this guy.
If Aaron had retired, this story would be, we'd been waiting for this story. But Aaron didn't retire. Aaron Rodgers signed a contract extension. And so it felt like, even though it wasn't Davante getting a contract, it felt like this feels like if you'd watched a couple get engaged and then found out the next day that she only said yes because everybody was watching. Like it felt like they were engaged. We'd had an engagement party. It's fantastic. We just assumed they were also going to get married. Once Aaron came back, Davante would be back. And then Davante got traded and got paid and went to the Raiders. I mean, I think and he went to the Raiders.
His collegiate quarterback, his good buddy. You tweeted out what is it, MIDDLEKAUFFs and All-Americans. I mean, the success those two had, right? Back-to-back
those were
Mountain West championships.
My point was Davante Adams, people don't realize because Schrader tweeted out Davante's college stats. They are as good as Michael Crabtree's, except Michael Crabtree's going to the College Football Hall of Fame because he won the MIDDLEKAUFF Award twice and was a unanimous All-American twice. Davante got none of that shit, but Davante produced like a College Football Hall of Famer and like a guy that was a top 10 pick, except he wasn't.
Because of when he went to a non-Power 5 school, a huge part of his success was this quarterback who they're very, very close. He just bought a house in Vegas. I saw like a couple months ago, people like house in Vegas, a little weird. I just thought like he's super rich, no taxes there. He's probably, I know he owns a house, probably not far away from where I'm sitting right now, but he's probably doesn't want to buy a new $10 million house in California, pay all the taxes. He buys a $12 million house in Vegas, a little money, not money laundering, but like, legally. But I wonder if he had thought like this is a realistic possibility. Rap Sheet said they've been in work for the days. Most impressive part about this guy is this is not happening under John Gruden and Mike Mayock. Like there's a new sheriff in town. I don't know if they can coach. I don't know how the team will look, but they have done 2 things in the last 48 hours that is what high-level people do in this league. The move they made, we talked about with Chandler Jones for Yannick, for the corner, and this is even way more impressive. But if I had told you...
Hey, Crosby.
Once Gruden got, for a cheap deal, once Gruden got booted out of the building for the emails, they went on to have one of the most character-filled, in a good way, seasons we've ever seen in the NFL of just like, that was impressive that they pulled this thing off. Then they land Pat's guys, who people have been trying to land for a long time in Josh, and then they've just been operating at a really, really high level since they've been in charge. I mean, as you said as we hopped on before we hit record, new sheriff in town, but it's like a new CEO running at a high level. Like this business, again, a huge part of football is the field, how they coach. Josh been a coach one time. It did not go well, a head coach. But this is impressive.
Well, Josh started fast in Denver, right? It actually started good. I don't know that anybody I have to think. I hadn't thought about this, so I haven't done the research on this. Has anybody off of the Belichick tree started this aggressively in their first job? And I don't know. I mean, part of it has to be Josh has done it.
Charlie Weiss had a good first year with Notre Dame, remember?
Oh, Notre Dame, yeah.
But not in the pros.
Part of it feels to me like Josh, if this were Josh McDaniels' first head coaching job, it probably wouldn't have started like this. But it feels like Josh went back to Bill. Okay, let's get Josh right. When I get back at it again, like we are not, there's no building. There is, I'm coming out swinging. And I think, I've been saying this, I do think one thing with McDaniels is his first go round soured fast and ended quickly. And there's not a lot of like, give me 2-3 years to build this thing up. He just left the New England Patriots. All he knows is winning. There's no give me 2-3 years to build this thing up. But this is on another level.
This is impressive.
This is on another level of operation and maneuvering. And because put it this way, like obviously they're paying him again. What's your guess on the guarantee? We don't know the guaranteed dollars as we record this.
85.
I mean, he's going to highest paid receiver ever, right?
Well, the highest paid guarantee the Raiders have ever given out.
John, let's tell the people about our friends at Buck Mason. God, this stuff is great. We're both wearing Buck Mason right now, and you can too. We're big fans.
BuckMason.com/ham. Go check it out. Get a free t-shirt. Can't recommend it enough. Again, BuckMason.com/ham. It's on us. Free t-shirt. No big deal. Go check it out, and you won't regret it.
Free t-shirt, we should say, with your first purchase, and you're going to love both things you get because it's high-quality stuff.
I would say it's more than Derek's 3 or 4 years ago of his 70, right?
Well, he's going to make more than Derek this year, right?
Yeah, I mean, per year, yeah.
Like but this Derek individual year.
Yeah, unless Derek signs a big extension.
But it like maybe the whole league knew he was available. Maybe he said, I'm only going to a place where, like, don't bother calling whoever to try me there because don't call the Jets because I'm going to tell it. The only team I will sign an extension with is you guys or the Raiders. So only call the Raiders. I'd be fascinated to find out how this played out, right? Because you're not trading what they traded for Davante Adams without a new contract, which means Davante Adams has to be in on the deal. Hell, Davante Adams might have brought the deal to them.
For sure.
So this is stunning. I mean, Davante Adams is in his prime currently. Yeah. He turned 29 in December.
29.
So we'll say he's 29 years old, but it feels like his prime. It took him a couple years to get going, and then he became.
And he's not a guy predicated on speed either, so his game could translate for the next 4 or 5 years just like this. And to me, the connection with the quarterback, what a move!
29 touchdowns the last 2 years, 123 catches this last year, 115 catches the year before, and is Derek Carr Aaron Rodgers? No, Aaron Rodgers is.
Not even close,
right?
Really.
But I do think Josh McDaniels, people, you know this, I've talked to people around the league, offensive players, they view Josh, talked to Shane Vereen about this, as one of the best offensive coaches in the NFL. He's been around for a while, and he failed in Denver, and he bailed on the Colts, and he's not a McVay, Shanahan guy. So I don't think he quite gets talked about that way, and he's Bill's OC, so Bill gets a lot of the credit, and he coached Tom Brady, so Tom gets a lot of the credit. But, I mean, we could be, 8 months away from talking about Josh McDaniels the same way we talk about – now, McVay got his chip and went to 2 Super Bowls.
But McVay became a thing because he won immediately. So if Josh goes to the playoffs and wins 11 games, like he's an immediate thing.
Yeah.
You don't need to win the Super Bowl. And the easiest way to go to the playoffs is in 2022, score a lot of points. Derek, Davante Adams, Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow. I mean, that's pretty loaded offense of just talent, high-end talent, like guys that are playing high-level football.
Here was Schrager. Let me give you Schrager's numbers of Derek Carr and Davante Adams together at Fresno State, John. They ripped San Jose State a new one. 2012, 102 catches, 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns. 2013, 131 catches. College football season's not 18 weeks. 1,700 yards and 24 touchdowns. He's one of the great receivers that played college football that will not be in the Hall of Fame. I'll promise you that.
I agree. He's an incredible
because you have to be
player.
A first-team All-American to get into the College Football Hall of Fame. There's no like, oh, we missed. We can put him in later. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. I mean, you don't even need to look at his draft. If you do our love of redos, he's going top 5, 6, depending on how many quarterbacks are in his draft. Derek was in his draft.